Have you ever felt that, even in your golden years, life still carries a weight that's hard to shake? Does it ever seem like the freedom you imagine for this stage of life, both mentally and physically, is overshadowed by the baggage of old habits, possessions, or even relationships? In this video, we'll take a closer look at 7 surprisingly common mistakes that many people make after they turn 70. These mistakes may seem small, but they can significantly limit your ability to enjoy life to its fullest. More importantly, we'll share practical solutions to help you break free. For instance, we'll explore the art of decluttering, not just your home but also your mind, and how letting go of unnecessary burdens can transform your day-to-day life. You'll also discover an easy 3-step rule to reduce the stress caused by too many possessions, a strategy that has helped countless people find both peace of mind and physical relief. Family relationships, another cornerstone of our lives, can often become tricky in later years. We'll guide you on how to strike the perfect balance, staying close to your loved ones without unintentionally driving them away. In today's digital age, it's also crucial to learn how to stay active and engaged, both physically and mentally, while navigating the overwhelming amount of information and technology around us. By the end of this video, you'll walk away with actionable strategies to enhance your health, protect your mental well-being, and strengthen your most important relationships. Whether you've been feeling like your golden years aren't as bright as you'd hoped, or you just want to sidestep the challenges that can sneak up as you grow older, this video could be a game changer. So stay with us. It might just be the most valuable watch of your year. Together, we'll uncover ways to make these years truly shine, bringing you the freedom and fulfillment you deserve. Before we jump in, if you haven't already, consider hitting that subscribe button and turning on the notification bell so you'll never miss a new video. Your support means the world to us. And if you find this content helpful, please like and share it to help spread these valuable lessons to others who need them. Mistake 1. Dangerous mistake number 1. Holding on too tightly to possessions. In American culture, many of us are taught to value what we own. Whether it's a cherished family heirloom, an expensive purchase, or something that holds sentimental meaning, we're often reluctant to part with these things. While there's nothing wrong with appreciating your belongings, holding on too tightly to possessions after the age of 70 can become a burden, both physically and emotionally. Take the story of Mr. Richard Harper, a 77-year-old retiree from Ohio. Richard had a large oak dining table set that he'd purchased with his late wife over 40 years ago. It's still in good condition, he would say, justifying why he kept it despite its size. The table, though hardly used anymore, had become a symbol of the past, and Richard felt guilty at the thought of letting it go. One afternoon, while moving the table to clean underneath it, he threw out his back so badly that he had to be hospitalized. His doctor warned him to avoid heavy lifting altogether, but the emotional attachment made him reluctant to part with it. In today's digital age, there's another layer to this problem: the accumulation of digital possessions. Mr. Thomas Blake, a 75-year-old living in Arizona, found himself checking his email several times a day for promotional deals. "It's such a great discount," he'd tell himself as he ordered yet another item online. Over time, his home became cluttered with unopened packages, things he didn't need or even remember buying. The money he spent on these unnecessary purchases could have gone toward his gardening hobby, which brought him real joy. Instead, his cluttered space became a source of stress. Maybe you have an old set of fine china you've never used, a closet full of unworn clothes, or a garage stacked with boxes of childhood memorabilia. These items may seem precious, but ask yourself, are they truly adding value to your life? A simple truth often overlooked is that the more possessions we have, the more they demand of us. From cleaning to organizing to maintaining, these things can consume the time and energy that could otherwise be spent on activities and relationships that truly matter. Why do we hold on? Here are 3 common reasons why people struggle to let go. I might need it someday syndrome. If you haven't used something in 3 years, chances are you don't need it at all. Holding on, just in case, often leads to unnecessary clutter. It was expensive mindset. The cost of an item is in the past. Its real value now lies in how it serves your current life. It holds memories, emotional attachment. Remember, memories live in your heart, not in your belongings. Keeping an object won't make those memories stronger, but it might add unnecessary stress to your life. The hidden burden of possessions. Experts have noted that people who struggle with letting go of physical belongings often feel anxiety about the future. It's as though the attachment to these items is a way of trying to hold on to control in a world that feels uncertain. But the reality is that holding on tightly often creates the very unease we're trying to avoid. A simple solution. The 3-3-3 rule. To start freeing yourself from the burden of too many possessions, try this simple process. Step 1. Pick 3 items in your home that you can part with immediately. These don't have to be big or significant. Maybe a chipped coffee mug, a stack of old magazines, or an unused gadget. Step 2. Set them aside for 3 days. See if you miss them during that time. Most likely, you won't even notice they're gone. Step 3. After 3 weeks, reflect on how you feel. You'll likely notice a sense of relief and clarity. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 1 below to let me know that you are still here with me. By repeating this process, you'll gradually reduce the clutter in your home, creating space for new opportunities and experiences. Letting go versus throwing away. Think of this process not as throwing things away, but as letting go. When you let go of possessions, you're not losing something, you're gaining freedom. You're creating space in your home and your heart for what truly matters. Time with loved ones, hobbies that bring you joy, and a sense of peace in your surroundings. So, take that first step today. Open a drawer or a closet, pick 3 items, and begin your journey toward a simpler, lighter, and more fulfilling life. Mistake 2. Dangerous mistake number 2. Over-involvement in family relationships. In today's hyper-connected world, it's easier than ever to stay in touch with family members. With smartphones, social media, and messaging apps, we can check in with our children or grandchildren at any time. But here's the catch. What feels like love and concern to us can sometimes feel like interference to them. Take the story of Mrs. Ellen Grant, a 73-year-old retired teacher from Michigan. Ellen started her mornings by sending text messages to her daughter, Sarah, just to check in. If Sarah didn't reply within an hour, Ellen would call repeatedly, worrying something might be wrong. This daily routine meant to show care began to feel overwhelming for Sarah, who was juggling a demanding job and raising 2 young children. Over time, Sarah began responding less frequently, and their once close relationship started to cool. Another example is Mr. Robert Carter, a 68-year-old widower from Florida. Robert often visited his son, Jason, and Jason's wife, Emily. He would offer unsolicited advice on everything from parenting to managing finances, saying, "I've been through it all before." Though well-meaning, Robert's constant input made Jason and Emily feel smothered. Eventually, Jason had to set a firm boundary, telling his father, "We need some space." The once warm relationship between father and son became strained, and visits dwindled. Love versus over-involvement. We've all heard the saying, a parent's job is never done. But there's a fine line between watching over and monitoring our children. The former involves providing support when needed, while the latter can feel like an invasion of privacy or autonomy. While our intentions are rooted in love, over-involvement can sometimes do more harm than good. The 3 distances to maintain. To strike a healthy balance in family relationships, it's crucial to maintain what I call the 3 distances. Physical distance. Instead of visiting or calling every day, try spacing out your interactions. A weekly visit or a quick 10-minute phone call can make your conversations more meaningful and leave everyone looking forward to the next interaction. Emotional distance. Respect your children's and grandchildren's decisions, even if you disagree. Offer advice only when asked, and let them navigate their paths. Digital distance. Avoid excessive involvement on social media. It's easy to feel tempted to comment on every post or photo, but stepping back allows your loved ones to feel independent and respected. Understanding the modern challenges. Younger generations face unprecedented pressures, demanding work schedules, parenting challenges, financial stress, and societal expectations. In such a high-stress environment, well-meaning but frequent interference from parents can feel like an added burden. One psychological counselor noted that the difference between love and over-involvement is just a hair's breadth apart. That's why it's so important to adopt a supportive role that feels like a comforting presence rather than an overwhelming one. Becoming a watchful presence. In our 70s, the best way to support our families is by becoming a watchful presence. Think of yourself as the heir, always there, essential, but never overbearing. When your children or grandchildren need help, you can gently advise them without hovering. This kind of presence is both comforting and empowering for your loved ones. Interestingly, adopting this mindset doesn't just benefit your family, it can also bring you peace of mind. Trusting your loved ones to make their own decisions and quietly observing their growth can help you feel calmer and more secure. Building trust in the digital age. Maintaining a healthy sense of distance in relationships doesn't mean becoming distant. It's an opportunity to build trust. By giving your loved ones space to grow and thrive, you demonstrate confidence in their abilities while keeping your stress levels in check. As the saying goes, one learns in old age. Perhaps now is the perfect time to learn a new way of connecting with family. One rooted in trust, respect, and a deep understanding of their needs. Mistake 3. Dangerous mistake number 3. Misconceptions about health management. It's because I'm old. I shouldn't push myself. I've earned the right to take it easy now. These ideas might sound reasonable, even comforting, but in reality, they can have serious consequences for your health. While rest is important, a completely sedentary lifestyle can accelerate physical and mental decline. Consider the story of Mr. James Miller, a 76-year-old retired accountant from Wisconsin. After retiring, James decided to embrace a slower pace of life. His days were spent watching TV, catching up on the news on his tablet, and occasionally scrolling through social media. Over time, this routine led to hours of sitting with minimal movement. Within 2 years, James had gained over 20 pounds. His blood pressure shot up, and his doctor delivered a stern warning. You're at high risk for heart disease if you don't start moving. Meanwhile, Mr. David Carter, a 74-year-old former teacher from Texas, believed he was too old for exercise. He stopped his regular morning walks and abandoned the light calisthenics he once enjoyed. Over time, his legs and hips weakened so much that climbing stairs became a daunting task. Simple activities, like standing for long periods, became painful. These stories are not uncommon. Research has shown that a lack of exercise in people over 70 poses a greater health risk than smoking. Sitting for more than 8 hours a day increases the risk of dementia by 1.5 times compared to those who remain active. Additionally, digital fatigue, caused by excessive use of smartphones, tablets, and screens, can lead to eye strain, poor posture, neck and shoulder pain, and disrupted sleep. Why small changes matter. The good news? You don't need to become a fitness enthusiast to improve your health. A few small, consistent steps can make a world of difference. The 365 Days, 3-Minute Challenge. Here's a simple, manageable routine to get started. Morning, 3-minute. Start your day with 3 minutes of light stretching. Extend your arms, twist gently at the waist, and take deep breaths. This helps awaken your body and sets a positive tone for the day. Afternoon, 3-minute. After lunch, spend 3 minutes moving outdoors. Whether it's a short walk in your yard or simply standing in the sunlight, this helps regulate your internal clock and improves your sleep quality at night. Night, 3-minute. Before bed, take 3 minutes to reflect on your day. Sit comfortably, breathe deeply, and let your mind relax. This will help calm your body and prepare you for restful sleep. Why movement is essential. From ancient wisdom, we've heard, a sound mind in a sound body. Today, that saying holds even more truth. Physical activity directly impacts your mental health. Moderate movement not only strengthens your body but also boosts your mood, sharpens your mind, and reduces the risk of chronic diseases. As one orthopedic surgeon put it, your 70s are a golden time to keep moving. If you establish even light exercise habits now, you greatly improve your chances of living independently into your 80s and 90s. Think of your body like a garden. Imagine your body as a garden. A garden needs consistent care, watering, sunlight, and attention. Neglecting it leads to overgrowth, decay, and weeds taking over. Similarly, your body thrives on regular movement and balance. Without it, muscles weaken, joints stiffen, and overall health deteriorates. But it's not just about exercise, it's about balance. Reducing screen time and maintaining good posture are just as important as physical activity. Excessive screen use not only strains the body but can also affect your mental health by contributing to anxiety and poor sleep quality. The power of consistency. You don't need a gym membership or hours of exercise. Start small, stay consistent, and build from there. Walk around your neighborhood, try gentle yoga, or follow a beginner-friendly exercise video online. The key is to keep moving every day. By making these small but meaningful changes, you can protect your health, maintain your independence, and enjoy a more vibrant quality of life well into your later years. Mistake 4. Dangerous mistake number 4. Mental distortions in the age of information overload. In our 70s and beyond, we find ourselves navigating a world vastly different from the one we grew up in. Gone are the days when catching up on the morning newspaper or tuning in to the evening news sufficed to stay informed. Today, we're inundated with a constant stream of information, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. While this access can be empowering, it also comes with challenges that can significantly impact our mental well-being. The combination of information overload, social media comparisons, and the quest for validation in digital spaces can distort how we see ourselves and our lives. Stories of mental strain. Take the case of Mr. Frank Walker, a 72-year-old retiree from California. Frank enjoyed scrolling through social media to keep up with his friends and family. But over time, he noticed something troubling. His peers seemed to be traveling the world, spending joyful days with their grandchildren, or pursuing exciting hobbies. Frank began to feel inadequate by comparison. Why is everyone else living such fulfilling lives while I'm stuck at home? He wondered. These feelings of self-doubt caused Frank to withdraw from his social circle and avoid outings altogether. Meanwhile, Mr. Bill Sanders, a 75-year-old from New York, had developed a habit of Googling every health symptom he experienced. A slight headache would lead him down a rabbit hole of online articles, convincing him he might have a serious condition. This obsession with self-diagnosis not only caused sleepless nights but also robbed him of his appetite. Ironically, his growing anxiety worsened his physical health. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 2 below to let me know that you are still here with me. The emotional toll of digital overload. These stories aren't unique. Studies reveal that 40% of people over 70 feel anxious about keeping up with the pace of today's digital age. Alarmingly, more than 60% of older adults using social media report feelings of depression after comparing their lives to the curated highlights of others. This mental strain often stems from 3 common distortions. The comparison trap. Social media is a highlight reel. People share their best moments, not their struggles. Comparing your everyday life to these carefully curated snapshots can lead to feelings of inadequacy and self-doubt. Information overload leading to fear. Being bombarded with constant information can overwhelm your ability to process and prioritize. This can lead to indecision, anxiety, and even a paralyzing fear of making mistakes. Seeking validation in digital spaces. Spending too much time online can make you dependent on likes, comments, or shares for a sense of self-worth. This creates a fragile sense of happiness tied to external approval. Restoring balance in the digital age. So, how do we protect our mental health while staying connected? Here are some practical strategies. 1. Try a digital detox. Set boundaries for your screen time. For example, limit yourself to 1 hour of smartphone or tablet use in the morning and another hour in the afternoon. Avoid checking your devices before bed to improve sleep quality. 2. Focus on quality, not quantity. Stick to reliable sources of information, like newspapers or trusted news programs, rather than relying solely on the internet or social media. Use social media sparingly and only for positive purposes, like staying in touch with family or sharing uplifting moments. 3. Prioritize real-world relationships. Make it a goal to meet someone face-to-face at least once a week. Whether it's a friend, neighbor, or family member, these interactions are far more fulfilling than virtual ones. Consider joining local groups or clubs where you can connect with like-minded individuals. The wisdom of contentment. There's an old saying, "He who knows contentment is truly rich." This applies perfectly to our relationship with information. Just as we strive to eat a balanced diet, we should also aim to consume information in moderation. Too much information, or the wrong kind, can weigh heavily on our hearts and minds. By limiting our digital exposure, focusing on meaningful interactions, and practicing gratitude for what we have, we can break free from the distortions of the digital age. In doing so, we create space for a life filled with peace, connection, and joy, something no screen can ever replace. Mistake 5. Dangerous mistake number 5. Financial missteps in retirement. As we enter our 70s, financial security becomes more important than ever. However, the modern world presents new financial risks that our younger selves never had to consider. From online scams to the temptation of risky investments, navigating retirement finances requires careful planning and awareness. Let's look at some real-life examples of how financial missteps can disrupt an otherwise peaceful retirement. Stories of costly mistakes. Mr. William Harris, a 78-year-old retired engineer from Florida, was looking for ways to grow his retirement savings. One evening, while browsing the internet, he came across an advertisement promising safe and secure investments with guaranteed high returns. The ad claimed to be tailored specifically for retirees seeking a worry-free retirement. Trusting the professional-looking website, William invested $50,000 from his savings. Unfortunately, it turned out to be a scam, and his hard-earned money vanished overnight. In another case, Mr. Robert Lewis, a 71-year-old grandfather from Ohio, felt it was his responsibility to financially support his children and grandchildren. He funneled nearly all of his pension income into savings accounts for them, cutting back on his health expenses and personal needs. As a result, Robert postponed medical checkups and avoided buying healthy food, which led to a worsening of his chronic illness. When his condition became critical, the cost of emergency medical care far exceeded what he had saved for his family. Growing risks for retirees. These stories are not uncommon. According to recent studies, financial crimes targeting seniors are on the rise. Scammers increasingly use sophisticated tactics involving online banking and fraudulent investment schemes, leaving many retirees vulnerable. Financial pitfalls for retirees generally fall into 3 categories. Digital scams. Scammers target online banking, email phishing, and smartphone payment apps, often tricking retirees into sharing sensitive information or transferring funds. Excessive frugality. Cutting essential expenses, like healthcare or nutritious food, to save money can lead to greater financial burdens down the road due to preventable medical issues. Risky asset management. Many retirees fall victim to promises of high returns from risky or fraudulent investment opportunities. The importance of financial literacy. As the old saying goes, it's important to discern what's enough and what isn't. In today's world, this wisdom extends to having a strong understanding of digital financial literacy. Knowing how to spot scams and make informed decisions is as crucial as budgeting. The 3 wallets rule. To avoid financial missteps and create a balanced approach to spending, try following the 3 wallets rule. Daily living wallet, 50%. Allocate half of your pension or retirement income to cover basic living expenses like food, rent, utilities, and transportation. Health wallet, 30%. Dedicate 30% of your income to health-related needs. This includes medical checkups, fitness programs, quality nutrition, and preventive care. Think of this spending as an investment in your future well-being. Enjoyment wallet, 20%. The remaining 20% is for your happiness and enrichment. Spend this on hobbies, leisure activities, family outings, or personal treats. This isn't wasteful. It's a necessary investment in your mental and emotional health. Finding balance. A financial analyst once said, "The most important aspect of financial management in your 70s is achieving balance." Saving money is important, but saving too much can rob you of the joys of retirement. Health-related expenses, in particular, are not an area where frugality should take precedence. Spending on prevention today can save you from costly medical bills tomorrow. Prudent financial wisdom. Managing your finances in retirement isn't just about avoiding scams or cutting costs. It's about using your resources effectively to lead a fulfilling life. Allocate your funds thoughtfully, seek advice from trusted financial planners, and always prioritize your health and happiness. By balancing prudence with purpose, you can make your retirement years both financially secure and deeply satisfying. That's the true meaning of financial wisdom in your golden years. Mistake 6. Dangerous mistake number 6. Giving up on learning. I'm too old to learn anything new. There's nothing left to study at my age. These are common phrases heard among seniors, But this way of thinking can have devastating effects on mental sharpness and overall quality of life. When we stop learning, we stop growing, and our brains suffer as a result. Stories of stagnation versus growth. Let's consider two examples. Mr. Charles Bennett, a 79-year-old from Pennsylvania, initially dismissed the idea of learning how to use a smartphone. What's the point, he thought. But when he realized that video calls were the best way to connect with his grandchildren, he decided to give it a try. At first, it was frustrating. Navigating the screen felt like learning a new language. But Charles stuck with it. After 3 months, he was able to make video calls with ease, bringing him immense joy and closer relationships with his family. That small victory sparked a thirst for learning, and he began exploring other smartphone features, like sharing photos and reading ebooks. On the other hand, Mr. Henry Johnson, a 74-year-old retiree from Illinois, believed there was nothing more worth learning after retirement. He stopped reading newspapers and spent most of his time watching reruns of old TV shows. Over time, Henry found himself with little to talk about when meeting friends. As his social circle shrank, so did his mental engagement. His cognitive decline accelerated as a result, leaving him feeling isolated and disconnected. The science of lifelong learning. According to research by the National Institute on Aging, older adults who continue to learn new skills or take on new challenges are 40% less likely to develop dementia than those who don't. The brain, like a muscle, thrives on exercise. Acquiring new knowledge builds neural pathways, keeping the brain active and resilient. Confucius on learning. Confucius once said, "Is it not a joy to learn and practice what one has learned at appropriate times?" His timeless wisdom is supported by modern neuroscience. The process of discovering, practicing, and mastering something new enriches life at any age. How to start learning again. If you're ready to reignite your curiosity, here's a simple method to ease into lifelong learning. The 15-minute learning method. Morning, 15-minute. Start your day by reading a newspaper article, a book, or even an interesting blog post. This not only stimulates your brain but also provides conversation topics for later in the day. Afternoon, 15-minute. Use this time to practice a practical skill, such as navigating your smartphone or tablet. Explore its features step by step, like sending text messages, using video call apps, or learning how to access online libraries. Evening, 15-minute. Reflect on what you've learned during the day. Jot it down in a journal or share it with a family member or friend. Teaching or explaining what you've learned helps solidify the knowledge. Digital skills. A gateway to connection. One of the most valuable areas to focus on is learning how to use digital devices effectively. Smartphones, tablets, and laptops can open doors to new hobbies, online communities, and easier ways to stay connected with loved ones. Far from being a burden, these tools can be empowering when used wisely. The joy of discovery. The key to successful lifelong learning is to approach it with joy and curiosity. Don't think of learning as a chore. Think of it as an opportunity to discover new worlds, whether it's through a cooking class, a book club, or simply learning how to use YouTube to watch tutorials. The brain's fountain of youth. A neuroscientist once said, "Learning is the best way to keep your brain young." Indeed, the benefits of learning extend far beyond cognitive health. It keeps you engaged with the world, enriches your relationships, and provides a sense of purpose. Remember, it's never too late to start. The world is full of things to explore, understand, and enjoy. By committing to lifelong learning, you're not just keeping your brain sharp, you're giving yourself the gift of a richer, more fulfilling life. Mistake 7. Dangerous mistake number 7. Resisting change. We've always done it this way, so why change now? This mindset may feel comfortable, but it can create unnecessary limits in our lives, especially as we age. Change is inevitable, and resisting it can rob us of opportunities for growth, connection, and happiness. Adapting to change isn't just about survival, it's about thriving. Stories of resistance. Consider Mr. George Taylor, a 76-year-old retiree from Kansas. For 4 decades, George followed the same daily routine, shopping at the same neighborhood grocery store, walking the same familiar route, and watching the same TV shows. The predictability of his habits brought him comfort. However, when his favorite grocery store shut down, George felt lost. A simple change threw his routine into disarray, causing him stress and anxiety. On the other hand, Ms. Margaret Wilson, an 82-year-old from New York, resisted adopting new technologies. She dismissed online shopping and cashless payment options as unnecessary complications. When the COVID-19 pandemic hit, Margaret found herself struggling to get basic groceries and supplies because she couldn't navigate these new systems. Her refusal to adapt left her isolated and frustrated, significantly reducing her quality of life. The challenges of adapting. A survey conducted by a senior advocacy group found that 65% of individuals over 70 feel uneasy about keeping up with societal changes. Whether it's technology, lifestyle shifts, or new cultural norms, change can feel daunting. However, the same study revealed that those who embraced change reported higher levels of life satisfaction, demonstrating that adaptability is key to happiness in later years. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 3 below to let me know that you are still here with me. Lessons from flowing water. There's an old saying, flowing water never grows stale. This wisdom reminds us that movement and adaptability are essential for vitality. By welcoming change, we keep our minds and bodies engaged, ensuring that we remain active participants in life rather than passive observers. Rigid beliefs that hold us back. Watch out for these 3 common beliefs that can make us resistant to change. I'm too old to change. Age is not a valid excuse. The rich life experience you've gained over the years can make you uniquely equipped to adapt to new situations. I'm fine just as I am. While comfort is important, clinging to the status quo can mean falling behind in a world that's constantly evolving. Change is risky. Change can indeed be scary, but avoiding it often leads to even greater risks, such as isolation, stagnation, or missed opportunities. How to embrace change. Facing change doesn't mean overhauling your entire life overnight. Instead, you can start small and build your tolerance for new experiences. Here's how. The small steps principle. Try a new route. Walk a different path during your daily stroll. A small change in scenery can awaken your curiosity and help you feel more open to new experiences. Experiment with technology. Learn one new feature on your smartphone or computer, like sending a photo to a loved one or ordering groceries online. Explore different routines. Swap out one familiar habit for a new one, such as trying a new recipe or exploring a different book genre. Adapting enhances vitality. By taking small, manageable steps, you'll begin to see change not as a threat, but as an opportunity. Each adjustment strengthens your resilience and opens the door to new possibilities. Whether it's learning to use technology, trying a new hobby, or exploring unfamiliar places, embracing change helps you grow and stay connected to the world around you. The true risk of resistance. While it's natural to seek stability, clinging too tightly to what's familiar can leave you feeling stuck. The world around us will continue to evolve, whether we embrace it or not. By choosing to adapt, you allow yourself to stay engaged, independent, and open to life's surprises. Remember, the ability to adapt isn't just for the young. It's a skill for everyone. With each step you take toward change, you reclaim your potential for joy, connection, and growth. As we wrap up, let's take a moment to reflect on everything we've discussed. From decluttering your life to maintaining meaningful relationships, staying active, embracing lifelong learning, and adapting to change. These are all steps toward living a richer, more fulfilling life in your golden years. So, what have you learned today? Which of these insights resonated with you the most? We'd love to hear your thoughts. Comment below and share one thing you've learned and plan to bring into practice in your own life. Your experiences and insights can inspire others in this community to take that first step toward positive change. If you found this video helpful, please leave a comment below, give it a thumbs up, and share it with someone who might benefit from these lessons. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell to stay updated with more valuable content. Thank you for watching, and here's to making these years the best they can be. See you in the next video.